Hashem, Naaseh v'Natzliach. I want to welcome you to the Beacon Tower Lunch and Learn as we continue our learning with Parashat Shavua, the weekly Torah portion that we review over here every single week. I want to give an honorable mention to our host, H&M Builders, as well as Mendel Law, Judah Mendel, for always making the place possible, making the food possible. Today we have even an extra Seata Deshmaya over here. Rami Daudi, Baimet, Kol HaKavod, he gave a full spread over here, possibly one of the best ones we've had yet. Baruch Hashem, you see Kiyad HaMelech over here, Bezat Hashem, all you guys that are putting your hands together to make it possible, to make it work, to make it, to bring people to come and study and learn and to make it comfortable for them. And make you comfortable in your life, make you also fruitful in all that you do. And Bezat Hashem, we have health, wealth, success, baruch haba, and simchat chaim.
Amen.
Bezat Hashem, that this, and also for our good friend over here that's joining us over here, Yehuda Leib, Lionheart. That's being with us right now. Bezat Hashem, now that he's here a few times, he's becoming one of the regulars. And Bezat Hashem, also this should be to the Ilun Nishmat of David ben Zohari, Yaniv ben Rina, Shmuel ben Amuma, Abraham ben Moshe Levi, and to the Tzachar Kol Klal Am Yisrael. Okay, let's get started. This week's parasha is Parashat Shoftim, and it's almost like a continuation to last week's parasha. Last week's parasha was Parashat Yitro, which is famously known for Matan Torah. It's famously known that we got the 10 Commandments. Now, those 10 Commandments are Aseret HaDibrot. Those are, you can say, the DNA. You encapsulate the whole Torah in 10 commandments. However, we know that all 613 can be learned out from it. Rav Saadia Gaon says that he knew how to learn from each commandment what branch of mitzvot come out from it. So in last week's parasha, we have the Aseret HaDibrot, which deal also a lot with Ben Adam Lamakom. They tell you how to interact with God. I am your God. Don't put another God in front of me. Don't use my name in vain. Hashem says a lot of different things that containing for the relationship between man and God. In this week's Parashat Mishpatim, if you read it, it's heavily laden with laws, rules. As a matter of fact, if you learn Gemara, any of the Gemara that have to do with damages, like Baba Kama, Baba Mitzia, all these Gemarot, you'll see that most of the Pesukim from that come from this particular parasha. Because Parashat Mishpatim deals with Ben Adam lechavero. A lot of things of how to interact with one another. Which another way of saying Ben Adam lechavero, it's called Derech Eretz. Derech Eretz is what's the proper way to interact in a society. Keep in mind, this is, Am Yisrael now is a new nation. They're a new society. They just got freed from 210 years of slavery. So right now they need to know what are the guidelines, what are the rules, how do we interact now as a nation. Right now we don't have the rules and guidelines of a dictatorship. Rather, we have the rules and guidelines of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So these are the laws, the commandments, the Derech Eretz that Am Yisrael has to have when they're going to go on to be the Am Yisrael that they are today. Now, even though that in this parasha you could stop many places and take one pasuk and do a whole lesson on it, I was very curious and very interested in the end of the parasha. In the end of the parasha, we have Moshe Rabbeinu's ascent to the heavens. I'm going to read the Pesukim because these are the only Pesukim we're going to deal with today. And it's very interesting what I'm going to share with you. It says in Perek Chaf Dalet, right? Sefer Shemot, Parashat Mishpatim, Perek Chaf Dalet. It's towards the end of the parasha in Pasuk Yud Bet through Yud Chet. It says, Vayomer Hashem el Moshe. Hashem tells Moshe, עלה אליי ההרה והיה שם. Come to the mountain, I want to meet you. ואתנה לך את לוחות האבן והתורה והמצווה שכתבתי לאותם. He says, and on the mountain I'm going to give you the tablets that are made from stone. I'm also going to give you the written Torah. We're going to write it down that come with the mitzvot, the ones that I wrote, and I want you to give them over as an instruction to Am Yisrael. Vayakam Moshe v'Yoshua Mshato. Moshe and his servant Yoshua got up. Vayal Moshe el Har Elokim. Moshe went up the mountain. Ve'el askenim amar shvu lanu bezeh ad asher nashuv elechem. He told the skenim, because you have to understand, right now it was Moshe, Aharon, Yoshua, the 70 elders. Those are the ones 70. Those are the ones that get the special invitation to come closer. Not to go up, but just to come closer. They had a special, previously the Parashat discusses it. It's maybe for a different lesson. But now you understand why they're there, actually, why Yoshua is there, and why the Skenim are there. So, Ve'ela Skenim Amar, Shvu lanu bazeh ad asher nashuv elechem. He says to the Skenim, to the 70 elders, wait over here until we come back. Ve'ine Aharon v'chur. He says, and here you have Aharon and Hur. Does anybody know who Hur is?
Hur?
Yeah.
Ben Hur, no.
No, Hur.
No.
He is the son of Miriam. I'm sorry, the grandson of Miriam.
Hur?
Yeah.
Or Miriam.
V'ina Aharon v'chur imachem, mi ba'al devarim yigash alehem. Whoever has any questions, come to Aharon and come to Hur. By the way, I want you, if you just want to know a little bit more, because it's very, his name doesn't get mentioned too many times. When did Am Yisrael come to Aharon and Hur? They came after 40 days, when they said, build for us a god. And Hur says, I will not. They killed him. And then they killed him. He died. And after they killed him, that's when Aharon told them, okay, go collect gold. He tried to buy time.
Yeah.
So like that, when they bring the gold, by then Moshe will come down and then there won't be anything. But they were so quick. He just said, collect gold. They came back. Here it is. Let's build a calf. And another guy just threw the tas into it and became the golden calf. But anyways, in this particular parasha, Aharon and Hur were given the role of sitting down, waiting for Moshe to come down, and should the nation have any questions, they should go to Aharon and Hur for answers. Vayal Moshe lahar vayachas ha'anan et ha'ar. Moshe goes up to the mountain, and the mountain gets covered by a cloud. Then it says, Vayishkon kvod Hashem al har Sinai, vayachaseh anan sheshet yamim. The presence of Hashem covered the mountain, and it was there for 6 days.
6 days?
6
From
days.
the 40 days, only 6 were in clouds.
6 days, the mountain was covered in clouds with Hashem's presence. Vaykai Moshe bayom hashivim mitoch ha'anan. On the 7th day, he summons Moshe to come into the mountain. Umar'eh kevod Hashem ke'esh ocheret berosh ha'ar. And at that moment, on the top of the mountain, had like a huge fire that was burning the tip of the mountain. Le'enei bnei Yisrael, all of Israel was looking at this vision. Vayavo Moshe betoch ha'anan, vayal el har. And Moshe went inside the mountain, and he went up the har. Vayi Moshe bahar 40 yom v'arba'im layla. And Moshe Rabbeinu was there for 40 days and 40 nights. So this section right here, which is on a pshat level, that we just understand that, that Moshe got invited up to the mountain, and with the cloud, we have Aharon on the bottom, Yeshua as assistant, and Moshe went up to the heavens 40 days and 40 nights. You know what? I can flip the page and move on to the next chapter, and I'll be fine. But today, I want to share with you the story behind the scenes. There's a story here that the Gemara reveals to us, that David HaMelech reveals to us also in Tehillim. But after I reveal that story, I'm going to reveal the story behind the story. One of the most beautiful midrashim that I've read in many, many years that I would like to share with you today. As a matter of fact, in Tehillim, it says, on this particular section that we just read about, it says, Alita lamaro shavita shevi. It says that Moshe Rabbeinu went up to the heavens, he went up to the sky, and he took a hostage, or he took booty, he captured something. Shavita Shevi, you captured like some sort of like a hostage, or some sort of not a hostage, but something that's like a hostage, like treasure. Shavita Shevi. לקחת מתנות באדם ואף סורים ישכון יה אלוקים. He says you went over there and you got like a big treasure for the human beings. On this exact same section that we just learned, there is a Masechet in Shabbat, a Gemara that talks about it. It says, בשעה שעלה משה למרום, when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to the heavens, אמרו מלאכי השרת לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא, the angels stood in front of הקדוש ברוך הוא and says, ריבונו של עולם, מה לי לא דישה בינינו? What is this human being doing amongst angels?
Among us.
He tells them, לקבל תורה. He came to get the Torah. אמרו לפניו, the angels are now protesting. They're saying, חמודה גנוזה, שגנוזה לך 974 דורות, קודם שנברא העולם. אתה מבקש ניתנה לבשר ודם? He says, you want to give him the Torah? This beautiful treasure that you've been holding up in your treasure house for 974 generations before the creation of the world. That you want to give it now to a human being? In other words, this is something that has been in God's treasure house, the ultimate of the ultimate of the ultimate that Hashem has. And now there's a human being, and Hashem says, I'm going to give it to him. Now these angels, later on, we'll describe who these angels are. We'll get a little bit deeper into it. And you'll see, they'll say, that's who you want to give it to? First of all, they're protesting. First of all, they don't want it to happen. Thirdly, they're also jealous. אמר להם הקדוש ברוך הוא למשה, אמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, Hashem now tells Moshe, החזר להם תשובה, give him an answer. They're asking you a question, how can I give this Torah to a human being? Give him an answer. Moshe answers, ריבונו של עולם, he says, I'm scared. מתראה לי שמא ישרפוני באש שבפיהם. I'm scared that they're going to burn me with the vapor of fire that comes out of their mouth. אמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, אחוז בכיסא כבודי ואחזר לתשובה. He says, you know what? Hold on to my chair and give him an answer. That's all we have. That's all we have about this section over here. We have what David HaMelech says in Tehillim, that Moshe Rabbeinu went up to the heavens, Lishvot Shevi. Now we know what's Lishvot Shevi. What did he go to capture? The Torah. That is we have from Tehillim. And then we have from the Gemara, from Masechet Shabbat, that talks about how he went, the angels protested, Hashem tells him, hold on to my chair, give him an answer. That's all we have. That's the Gemara, that's the Tehillim. I found a beautiful midrash that I want to share with you for behind the scenes of what's going on over here. It says, there's more to the story of when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to the heavens for the first time for 40 days. There's a story behind the story.
But he went only once. I mean, he went up.
He went 3 times.
He went 3 times.
He went 3 times.
So he went
spent
up.
120 days in the heavens.
He went up and then he came down.
He went, yeah. We're talking about the first time. What happened the first time? So Moshe was given the Torah Shebichtav, right? Which is the Torah that was written. He's now going upstairs for 40 days to learn what? Torah Shebe'al Peh. What's that? The Gemara, the Mishnah, the Halachot, the Midrashim, all that. In other words, when Hashem says He's going to give him Hakol, He's going to give him everything. He says, come up to the mountain, I'm going to give you all of it. What's all of it? Torah Shebichtav, Torah Shebe'al Peh. So if this 40-day process was for him to come down with the Luchot and with the oral Torah. The oral Torah, you have to understand, was given from as a Masoret, from as the Mishnah says, from Moshe Yoshua, Yoshua Skenim, all the way down to the Nevi'im, all the way to the prophets, all the way to the kings, all the way to the Gemara. It was given as an oral tradition. When the generation started to go down and the memory started to decline, the rabbis got scared that everything was going to be forgotten, so they started to write things down. And that's how we got the Mishnayot, that's how we got the Gemarot.
So, everything was by Alpeh, and when did it started to write them down?
In the Gemara's time.
Gemara.
In the time of the Gemarot. So, we have over here the Torah Shebechtav and Torah Shebe'al Peh. You should also understand two things. Torah Shebechtav, this Chumash that we have, you have to understand, it's almost like a book of codes. It's not all there. You don't have the whole story. The whole story is the Gemara. That opens it up. It takes every pasuk, it takes every situation, every halakha, and it dissects it into pieces and tells you exactly what it is. We don't have the whole story. The Torah Shebechtav is written over here. It's a holy book with a lot of things that you can read it frontwards, backwards, bedilug, be'atbash, all these different ways of learning it. You can learn. It's endless of what you could learn from the text. The Torah Shebe'al Peh is what opens it up for us. That's why they go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. The one complements the other or opens it up. It can't be on its own. So now that we have Moshe Rabbeinu going to get all of it, Torah Shebechtav, Torah Shebe'al Peh, it says, Vayal Moshe el Har, Vayikas ha'enan et har. Moshe went up to the mountain, and the mountain was covered by a cloud for 6 days. Now, while Moshe was in this cloud for 6 days, he was engulfed within this cloud. And it says, Nitmarek gufo shel Moshe v'ne'esa kemalach hasharet. Moshe Rabbeinu now is going through a transformation. He is physically changing. In this 6-day process, in this cloud, his body now mitmarek. It's changing, and it's now taking a form of an angel. Now, Vayavo Moshe betoch ha'anan vayal. It says what Moshe Rabbeinu now goes inside the mountain. Now I don't know about you. I've been on a plane. When you tell me, I'm sorry, you went inside the cloud. I don't know about you, but I've been on a plane and I've been inside clouds, and they look to me like fluffy bodies of water that you can walk through. I mean, even if you walk through it. How does it feel? What does it look like? What do? Do you hold on? Do you sit down? What do you do when you're inside a cloud? Moshe Rabbeinu had this exact same thought. He says, okay, I'm inside the mount, I'm inside the cloud. What do I do now? So look what it says. The cloud came next to him and it split open. He didn't know whether to hold on to it. He didn't know whether to go on top of it. But the cloud split, he walks into it, and now the cloud is firm. Now, I don't know if you ever wondered, how does one get to the heavens?
I have to interrupt.
Not a problem. How does one get to the heavens? Moshe Rabbeinu went into this cloud that you could actually step on and walk on, and this cloud transported him from Mount Sinai all the way to the Shemayim. Say it again? He could walk on the cloud. It was actually, you could.
I dreamed I was on a cloud when I was a kid.
Now, on the way to the heavens, on the way to meeting Kadosh Baruch Hu, something happened. I'm going to read this. from the Midrash so you can see it. An angel, and by the way, there's going to be a lot of angels that we're going to mention over here, and these angels, we can't say their names. So instead of just spelling out the names of the angels, just understand that there's a Midrash that gives all these angels names. We cannot mention those names, so I'm just going to say another angel, a different name of an angel, but I'm not going to say their names because they're too holy that we can only spell out. So Moshe Rabbeinu on the way to the heavens meets a menacing angel, a big malach, that has 12,000 angels that are working, menacing angels, malachei Kabbalah, that are working under him. Encounter Moshe, and he tells him, "Ma ata mevakesh kan ben Amram? What are you doing over here, the son of Amram? B'makom shel malachei esh. You are right now in the place of angels of fire. What are you doing here?" Moshe tells him, "I didn't come here on my own. HaKadosh Baruch Hu asked me to come over here to lekabel et Torah, to get the Torah, the Holy Torah, u'l'nesora l'Yisrael." And that angel doesn't let him go. So Moshe Rabbeinu opens up his mouth and he says the 12-letter name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the one that he learned, that he received this name in the time when he was in the sneh, in the burning bush. Hashem taught him a 12-letter name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He used that 12-letter name on this angel, and he ran away. Him and his 12,000 menacing angels. He ran away 12,000 parsaot from the sphere. And at the time when he's walking through this cloud on the way to the heaven, it says, "Ve'enav ba'arot k'mo gachalei esh." Moshe Rabbeinu's eyes were red like hot coals. Can you imagine? This is like the X-Men. You know when you see them with the red eyes and this and that? Just like that. Moshe Rabbeinu's eyes.
No, the opposite is the right.
No, he was showing me.
No, the X-Men the same like Moshe.
Like us, yes. He encounters another angel. Pagash malach acher. And he says, this angel was 60,000 parsaot bigger than him. And every word that this angel says, it's 12,000 lightning bolts of fire. So could you imagine that this big angel that we were just speaking about, Moshe bumps into one that is 60,000 times bigger than him. When he talks, 12,000 lightning rods come out of his mouth. And this is the... And when he sees Moshe Rabbeinu was stunned, he couldn't even talk. And he wanted to actually jump from the cloud out of fear. The malach now talks to him and tells him, "Ben Amram, the son of Amram, ma ata mevakesh b'makom zeh, shu makom malachim kedoshim v'nisraim." You've reached now a different level of very holy angels, shehem malachim kedoshim v'nisraim. So Moshe Rabbeinu was a bit confused. He started to lose control. He was like so fearful of such a big angel, and he started to cry. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells him, he says, if you weren't with me in the time of the sneh, and I didn't teach you the Shema Mefurash, and now you're scared of my angels, use the name that I gave you. When Moshe heard this, he went ahead. He mustered up some guts and he said that the Shem Mefurash, the Shem Membet. There's another Shem Mefurash of 72 letters. So Moshe Rabbeinu said the 72 letter name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and when the angel heard that name, the angel disappeared. He runs away, and where does he go? This big angel, he goes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I had no idea that that Moshe has this power and that he has your permission. I didn't know that he had your permission. Now I'm going to be his servant. So this huge angel with lightning rods of fire coming out of his mouth, and now is now serving Moshe. And said, I'm going to be like a student, and he's going to be like my teacher. Now, they continue their journey, and they find he he says they encounter now another angel, and this angel is 500 years bigger than the one before. I don't even know what that means. I don't know how you can be bigger in years. It's not age. It's actually size. Like light years. When you say, after a while, you have like inches, feet, miles. After miles, you have like nautical speed, or you have air speed, and after a while, you have light speed. This is like 500 light years away, or the size of it. She says, "Shaya gadol me'elu shelefanav 500 shana." And this angel had a special job. He was the one that receives the prayers of Am Yisrael. And after that, he brings all those prayers like a crown to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As a matter of fact, if you want to know who is this angel and what crown he talks about, on Shabbat and Musaf, what do we say? Keter yitenu lecha ad Hashem Elokei. Right? What's keter? If you take the word keter, it's keter is 620 gematria. Mm-hmm. If you find all the brachot that we make in the tefillot, they end up 620. What we do every day, every week, Hashem gives us 620. He gives us a keter that's empty. And each bracha that we make is another jewel, 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 until 620. And this malach takes the crown that you prepared for the prayers, and he gives it to Hashem and says, look at the crown that he made for you. So Moshe Rabbeinu meets this angel. He meets this angel. He says, what are you doing here? He says, what are you doing here? In the place of Malachim and Ofanim, Chayot Kodesh. He tells him, he started to fear even more, and he started to do what? Harada. He started to be feared. He had fear, and he started to cry. And over here, he started to say, "Have mercy on me. I can't handle these huge angels in front of me, opposing me, giving me a hard time while I'm on the way to receive the Torah that you want me to receive." He says, okay. He says, what? He opened up a way for him. On the way there, as he opened up a way to Kadosh Baruch Hu, he meets another angel. And this angel, this angel was in charge of Nahar Dinur. What's Nahar Dinur? There's a place in the world that's called Gehenom. Gehenom has a river. And this Nahar Dinur...
Gehenom.
Huh?
The valley, no? The valley.
There are many different things can be said. What's this? When a person goes to Gehenom, he can go to Gan Eden or can go to Gehenom. What is it? It says that, first of all, you should know it's a privilege to go to Gehenom. Because it's a 12-month process that cleans you up. Nobody goes to Gan Eden straight. There's no such thing. Because everybody has a sin and has to clean up. There's no such thing where you... So what happens? You have to go through the process. One of the process that you go through is that the neshama, not your body, the neshama, goes into this river filled with... it's with fire.
No, to refine.
Right, and what it does, it's almost like a mikveh.
Okay?
So, I'll give you an example. What's the difference between a rasha and a guy who just has a little bit of a tikkun when he goes through this mikveh? So let's just say we have a tzaddik, right? But not a tzaddik that went straight to heaven. A tzaddik that still has a few things that he has to repair in Gehenom, right? It's basically like a dry cleaning process for 11 months. And then after that, the person gets taken out. We took out all the mistakes that you made. And now you get to merit to Olam Haba, Gan Eden, Tchiat HaMetim, whatever it is. So we have over here, Rav Meir Eliyahu gave an excellent example. He says, did you ever go to Yam HaMelach? He says, Yam HaMelach, if you don't have any cuts on you, it's enjoyable. But if you have cuts, if you have little scratches, or you have opening, you burn. He says that's what it is.
But it heals you faster.
Huh?
It heals you faster.
It heals you, but there's a burning.
Right, there is a burning.
So he says, what happens? He says, a tzaddik, He goes into that Nahar Dinur. He goes through that river. But then he doesn't really feel it. But the Rasha, he looks like he's completely cut away. He feels every little thing because the salt water, right? So it was a good example that he gave. So anyways, this is the angel that is in charge of Nahar Dinur. By the way, you should know, how does this Nahar get filled? With the sweat of the angels that hold up the Kisei HaKavod. So you have to imagine it like this. There's a Kisei HaKavod in the Shamayim, and there's angels that are holding it. When the Jewish people are not making sins, it's light. When they're making sins, the chair becomes heavy, they begin to sweat, and their sweat goes into the river. That's how that system works. So now, Moshe Rabbeinu meets the angel that's in charge of Nahar Dinur. So now he says, everything that I just shared with you is the behind the scenes where we come back now to Masechet Shabbat that says what? That Moshe Rabbeinu was in front of the angels and said, what's this human being over here? And Hashem tells him, hold on to my chair. He finally makes it to the chair. But between what we said here and here was this, that he met this angel and that angel and that angel and that angel. That means on the way to receive the Torah, Moshe had a lot of challenges, a lot of blockages, a lot of things that prevented him from getting there. Later on in the lesson, we'll see what this means to us today. Now,
I'm here by, I want to be here and I can't be here right now. It's crazy.
You always get drawn in by Torah. It's like a fruit to flies. It flies to fruit.
So now that we see what happened behind the scenes, I just want to touch one other thing. When Moshe Rabbeinu went and he brought down the Torah, there's another part that I want to read from you, from Masechet Shabbat. It says, what does Moshe answer? And it says, give him an answer. Hold on to Kisei HaKavod and give him an answer. So first, what was the interesting part? Moshe Rabbeinu held on to the top of the Kisei HaKavod. Remember the Malachim that I told you, they hold on to what? To the bottom. Right away they understood that this guy's different. Because they're not allowed to touch the top. They have only the permission, let's say, to the bottom. The minute that they see that he's on the top, they say, okay, something is already different about this, about Moshe Rabbeinu. But when he tells him, give him an answer, what was the answer that Moshe Rabbeinu gave those angels? So Masechet Shabbat brings it over. It says, אמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, החזיר להם תשובה, give him an answer. Moshe Rabbeinu was scared, that they're going to burn me with the fire that comes out of their mouth. And then he went ahead, he held on, and he answered. He says, ריבונו של עולם, תורה שאתה נותן לי, מה כתיב בה? What's written in the Torah? אנוכי השם אלוקיך שהוצאתיך מארץ מצרים. He goes to the angels. Did any of you come out of Mitzrayim? He says, the Torah says, ירדתם לפרעה שתעבוד, it says, זכור את יום השבת לקדשו. You keep Shabbat? He says, do you even have obligation to keep Shabbat? He tells him, it says you have to do lo tisa masa matan yesh benechem. It says lo tisa, you're not allowed to, one of the things that they ask you when they first come to after 120 years, when you go up to the Shaman, there's a few questions that they ask you right before you, as soon as you get there, they tell you, Kavat haitim la Torah, did you establish times for learning? How was your Masa Matan? How was your business? Right? It says over there, Masa Matan yesh benechem. It says you guys do business. Angels have stores. Angels have deadlines. It says no. He says, kabed et avicha v'et imecha. You have a mother, you have a father. He says, Lo tirzach, lo tin'of, lo tignov. He says, hey, you guys have jealousy between yourselves? He says, you have yetzer hara? He says, everything that's written in the Torah doesn't even pertain to you. So when they saw that he held on to the top part and he asked them these questions, what did they say? He says, Hashem, Adonai Adonenu, ma adir shimcha b'chol haaretz. Sometimes they even say that the pesukim that we say in Tefillot, where they come from.
We don't know, it's amazing.
The Malachim said it. He says, ma adir shimcha b'chol haaretz, lo b'shamayim, ma adir shimcha b'chol haaretz. Why? To let them know, you're right, it does belong to human beings and it does belong in the bottom. And then what happens? All these angels that he feared came and gave him a present. They lined up to give Moshe Rabbeinu a present. Even the Yetzer Hara himself, the devil himself gave him a gift. You know what gift he gave him? The antidote to death. He taught them about the Keturah. He says, you know what I'm going to give you something that cancels me out. Imagine, the Yetzer Hara himself, the devil himself, gives him what defeats him. He says what? He says the Keturah. The Keturah has the power la'atzor magefa, to stop killings. So you would ask, why would the Yetzer Hara give something so powerful? It's the environment. The environment was giving, they were loving, everybody wanted to give themselves to Moshe Rabbeinu. They all gave a gift. Moshe Rabbeinu got the gift from the Yetzer Hara of the Keturah. Now, when he's coming down, remember, if we go down again, if we go down to the Tehillim, Alita Lamarov Shavita Shevi, he says, what's Shevi? He says, what is this that you brought down with you? So the rabbis tell us, Shevi stands for Shimon Bar Yochai. He brought down the neshama of Rashbi, the author of the Zohar. Shavita Shevi, he took the neshama of Shimon Bar Yochai and he brought it into this world. In other words, he said, I'm taking the Torah, but with as a sword. Because you know we have Pardes, Pshat, Remez, Drash, and Sod. That's the 4 ways that we can learn the Torah. The Sod is the secret, is written by who? Rashbi, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, you know, like Baomer. That's the rabbi that we celebrate over there. But this word, Shevi,
He didn't go in. He didn't go into the Pardes.
who? We're not talking about going to the Pardes. We're talking about the Torah can be learned by the Pardes.
Yeah.
But Pardes stands for Pshat, Remesh, Drash, and Sod. The Sod is the Zohar. The Zohar is authored by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. He's the one that wrote the Zohar. But the word Shevi, what does Shevi stand for also? It stands for not only the Neshama that brought down the Sod, but also the people that spread the Sod. Who? Shevi also stands for Yitzchak Bar Shlomo. Yitzchak Yud Bet Shin. Shevi, just backwards. Who is Yitzchak Bar Shlomo? The Arizal. Next one is Shalom Bar Yitzchak. Shin Bet Yud. There's Shevi again. Who is that? That's the Rashash. Rabbi Shimon Sharabi. Then you have also Israel ben Sarah. Who is Israel ben Sarah? Israel Yud Bet Sarah, Yud Bet Shin, also Shevi backwards, the Baal Shem Tov. So Moshe Rabbeinu, when he brought down the Shevi, what is it? He brought down with him the Neshama of Rashbi, as well as the Torah that was going to get spread through the Shevi. Now, I just gave you the entire background of these few pesukim that we learned at the end of the parasha. What happened behind the scenes? What was the questions? What he brought down? And now Moshe Rabbeinu, after 40 days, is coming down from the heavens. The first journey to the Shamayim is done. The next few parashiyot are going to talk about the Egel. We're going to talk about the second time and the third time that he goes up. I don't want to go into that. We'll discuss a different time. But the Midrash says that Moshe comes to Am Yisrael and he tells them, you see this Torah that I gave you? Kama tzar nitzarti aleh. He says, you know how much tzar, you know how much sorrow or how much difficulties I went for this Torah? He says, Kama amal amanti aleh. You know how much work I had to work for it? He says, Kama yegiya yagati ba. You know how much I had to toil in it? Now, Am Yisrael are telling him, excuse me, Moshe, we didn't see not the tzar, not the amal, and not the yegiya. Why? They didn't know the story that we just shared. They just saw him go up, come down, and they feel like easy. However, Moshe Rabbeinu risked his life to go get us this Torah. And this is, anything that you want to, anytime that you want to learn something, usually the beginning has everything to do with it. You can see that when Moshe Rabbeinu went to go get the Torah from the heavens, it was difficult, it was hard, he toiled, it wasn't easy, there was crying, there was praying, there was challenges. Why? And why did Moshe Rabbeinu tell him, Yagati, Tsa'ar, Amalti? So let him know, you too. When the time comes for you to learn the Torah, it's going to be the exact same thing for you. It's going to be the exact same thing for you. It's going to be difficult for you. It's going to be hard for you. It's going to be a challenge. Learning Torah isn't easy. Why? He says, just like a bad angel came and he tried to prevent me from learning, right? A bad angel's going to come, just like a bad angel came and tried to prevent me from going to go get the Torah, a bad angel's going to come to you and going to try to prevent you from learning. He's going to bother you, he's going to fight you. And we see that a lot of times when we want to learn, what happens? There's always that angel in our back of our mind talking to us, not now, later, you studied in the morning, you studied at night, you studied on Shabbat, always talking to you. Also, we know that we also have these Malachei Chabala that they say that they're always going to bother you. They're going to challenge you. Anytime that you want to learn the Torah, you're going to have a challenge. It says even you're going to have a Malach HaTov that's not going to let you. Remember the Malach that serviced him. But how did Moshe Rabbeinu get it? How did he get in to merit the Torah? He cried, he prayed, he begged to show us the Torah doesn't come easy. And we can see that because a lot of times when people want to become more religious, it becomes a challenge. You would think that, finally Hashem, I want to be a good boy, I want to listen to the Torah. It should be easy, I'm going to do what you say and my life is going to be good. But many people will testify that as soon as they be chozer b'tshuva, or as soon as they start to follow, the hardest times of their lives, the hardest years, the hardest challenges, the parnasah is more challenging, the shalom bayit is more challenging. Everybody thinks that once they start connecting to the Torah, that's it, the good times start. Yet everybody reports it's the opposite. It's hard. Why? That's how it is. You want to get that in the beginning. Eventually get it. That's the test. Are you real or you're not for real? Do you want it or you don't want it? How easy is it to say, I want it? Oh, it's tough, I'm out. It's not. That's not how you win in life. Ask a champion. Ask anybody who's won a championship. Ask anybody who made it in life. They're going to tell you, I worked and I hard and I toiled. I did all this until I got here. It's not so easy. You don't just get a diploma and you become a millionaire. You don't just get a diploma and you get a million customers. It doesn't work like that. Similarly with the Torah learning. It says, the more spiritual you want to get, the more ruchani you want to get, the more earthly problems you're going to have. The more worldly problems it's going to be. It's going to be difficult for you. The more you want to get higher, the harder it's going to be. The more spiritual you want to get, the more your gushment is going to get. But it's a challenge. It's a test. Once you get past it, then you move on to a different plateau. But that's how it is. Eventually Moshe Rabbeinu got the Torah blessings. He got it. He got to bring it down. It happens, but not without a challenge. As a matter of fact, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai does say in the Gemara, he says, Shalosh matanot natan HaKadosh Baruch Hu shebaim b'yisurim. Hashem gave us 3 gifts that come with challenges. Which ones? Torah comes with a challenge. Israel comes with a challenge. If you want to live in Israel, it's not easy. That's why if you go to Israel, they always say it's very hard living over there. It's very difficult. Some people are, a lot of people move there, then move back, move there, move back.
Marriage, kids, what else?
No, Torah, Israel, and Olam Haba. Those are 3 things that come with challenges. Olam Haba, the reason why they come with challenges is because you have to deal with it over here. Israel, that's in order to merit to live in that land, that makes you smarter, the land that gives you every 4 steps is a bracha, that comes with challenges, and learning Torah comes with challenges.
What about finding a zivug?
Say again?
Finding a zivug.
Rashbi did not say that. Now,
Back in the days, it was a 0. They had a lot of problems.
Moshe comes to teach
But
us
the
this
same
week.
way-
Moshe comes to teach us this week to get a great treasure. There's a lot of obstacles in the way. You see that on the way to the heavens to get the biggest treasure that Hashem has, you get a lot of obstacles in the way. But what do you have to? You have to want it. Just like Moshe Rabbeinu. You have to fight for it. You have to cry for it. You have to pray for it. You have to get the big treasure of the Torah. It takes a long, long journey, a long, long time. As a matter of fact, maybe this is not the right time to learn it, but Pirkei Avot are always a good lesson. There's a Mishnah in Perek Vav, the 4th Mishnah. It says, "Kach hi darka shel Torah." You want to know the way of the Torah? Kach hi darka shel Torah. Bad b'melach tochel, bread and salt. V'mayim b'msorah tishteh, bread and water. V'al haaretz tishan, sleep on the floor. V'chayet tza'ar techyeh, and live the life of misery. U'v'torah ta'amed, and you should be busy all day long in Torah. Im ata oseh ken, if this is the way of that you're going to go, ashrecha v'tov lecha. It says, they praise him, it's going to be good for you. Ashrecha ba'olam hazeh. What's ashrecha v'tov lecha? What is it good for you? And I'm sorry, ashrecha, praising him, v'tov lecha is going to be good for you. So the Mishnah concludes by saying, ashrecha ba'olam hazeh. He says, you're praiseworthy that in a world filled with pleasures, you chose to take no pleasures and learn only Torah. But what is the result of that? V'tov lecha ba'olam haba. You're going to get a very good reward in the next world. This, if you're not an observant Jew, is very hard to understand this Mishnah, because you want to tell me not to enjoy this world in order for the next world. And it's very difficult because everybody wants to enjoy this world. Everybody wants to feel comfortable. Everyone wants to have an enjoyable life. However, most Jews that are connected understand that this is just a prosdo, this is just a hallway that we're going through before we go to the eternal life. So if you're not so concerned with just a short period of time that you're passing through this world in order to gain eternity, you can understand how you can use it to your advantage, that for 70 years, 80 years, 90 years, 120 years, you come here, you take as many mitzvot as possible, and you maximize your olam haba. But if you don't take that approach, then whatever, it's a different type of approach. But the Mishnah is telling us what is the ultimate Torah experience. That it comes with challenges, that it comes with difficulties. Because at the end of the day, the most rewarding thing in this world is spirituality. We might think that the most rewarding things in this world are the way that our body feels as a reward. Rest, food, vacation, clothing, anything that you can derive joy from your body, we think that's a reward. But the truth of reality is, the most rewarding thing in this world is the spiritual part that it offers us. That we use the body to elevate the spirit and gain eternal life. If you're on that wavelength, if you're on that frequency, if you're on that channel, it's a different world. If you're not on that channel, then it's very hard to understand these concepts. Spirituality comes with a huge physical challenge, but the reward is eternal life. B'ezrat Hashem, that we merit to understand that some things are going to come with difficulty. Some of the best things that we want, which is the connection to come with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we want it, but it's going to be difficult. Because all good things come with a challenge. All good spiritual things definitely come with a challenge. Why? Because that's the way it started. That's how it started with Moshe Rabbeinu. We only saw part of the story where he just went up to the heavens and came back down. But in between, he cried, he prayed, he fought, he challenged, he had fear, he had guts, he had everything. That's what you need to have. You have to have a steadfast attitude in order to merit to experience the Torah the right way. And not only that, the Torah is endless. There's an endless well of information over here that gives a tremendous amount of joy to the person while he's in this world and in the next world. And not only that, we know that right now it's the time of the Torah of Rashbi, the Torah of the Baal Shem Tov, the Torah of the Hasidut, the Torah of Breslov. We see that more and more is being revealed and revealed, the Hasidut, the Tanya. Why? Because that's the Torah of this generation. This generation has gone to the elevated level that they're ready for the sword. But you have to be a proper vessel for it. You have to be a proper keli to receive it and to understand it. And it's going to come with challenges. Accept the challenge. You know why? Because the reward is great. Hashem yibارك אתכם וישמח אתכם, and בעזרת השם,